Hello everyone. In this presentation, we will understand how regression works through a practical example, how we build the model, evaluate it, and interpret the results. Let's begin. Let's look at the problem we are trying to solve. We are given a dataset with input and output values, and our goal is to build a regression model that can predict outcomes accurately. The linear regression model is defined by the equation y predicted equals theta 0 plus theta 1. To find the linear regression model, we need to find the best values of theta 0 and theta 1 such that the predicted values are as close as possible to actual values. To determine theta 0 and theta 1, we use mathematical formulas based on the data. Theta 1 is calculated first. The formula to calculate theta 1 is shown in the slide. X bar and y bar are the means of x and y values. They can be calculated directly using the dataset. But we need to calculate the summation of xy and the summation of x squared. For that purpose, we expand the dataset table and calculate for each entry in the dataset the values of x multiples y and x square. Once that is done, we calculate the values of summation of x by adding up all the entries of column x. Similarly, we calculate the values of summation of y, summation of xy and summation of x square by adding up all the entries of column y, column xy and column x square, respectively. After that, we find the values of x bar and y bar. X bar equals to summation of x divided by n, where n is the number of entries in the dataset. Once all the values of summation of xy, x bar, y bar and summation of x square are calculated, we calculate theta 1. After that, we calculate theta 0 by using the formula y bar minus theta 1 x bar. This means that theta 0 cannot be calculated before theta 1. For this example, theta 0 is approx 0.086 and theta 1 is approx 0.04. After that, we substitute the values of theta 0 and theta 1 in the regression equation y equals theta 0 plus theta 1x. On the same dataset, we find the closest point, farthest point and loss error. To calculate the closest point, farthest point and loss error, we use the linear regression equation fitted to our data to calculate y predicted. Once we have predicted the value of y for every data point, we calculate error using formula predicted minus actual for each data point. We then identify the closest point as the point whose absolute epsilon value is lowest. The farthest point as the point whose absolute epsilon value is highest. And calculate loss error using mean square error. To calculate mean square error, we first square the error values for each data point, then add all the squared error and finally divide it by n. Let us consider another example. In this example, input is new marriages and output is demand for tricycles. The goal is to find the regression model best fitted for this example and then predict the values for x equals 150 and 200. To find a regression model, we need to calculate the values of theta 0 and theta 1. First, we calculate the value of theta 1. For that, we calculate the value of xy and x squared for each data point. And then calculate the values of summation of x, summation of y, summation of xy, summation of x square. And then calculate x bar and y bar and find the value of theta 1. After that, calculate the value of theta 0 and find the regression model. Then we calculate the value of y predicted for x equals 150 and x equals 200. Let us move to the next example. In this example, time is input and temperature is output. Failure threshold is mentioned as 110 degrees centigrade. These are the tasks that we need to find for this example. First, we need to fit the regression model. For that, we need to calculate the value of theta 0 and theta 1 using the mathematical formula. Once we have fitted the model, we need to predict temperature at 12 hours. This means that we need to predict the value of y when x equals 12 using the model. The next question is to estimate when the machine may reach failure threshold. Machine failure threshold is given as 110 degrees centigrade. This means y equals 110 and we need to find the value of x using the regression equation. The next question is to compute prediction error if actual temperature at 12 hours is 105 degrees centigrade. Error is calculated using the formula predicted minus actual. Now let us evaluate the reliability of using linear regression in this scenario. If we observe the given data from 2 to 10 hours, the temperature shows a steady and almost linear increase. This indicates that linear regression is a reasonable model for capturing the trend within this range. Also, there are no visible outliers or sudden fluctuations in the dataset, which further supports the suitability of a linear model. When we test the model, the predicted temperature at 12 hours is approximately 106.8 degrees Celsius, which is quite close to the actual value of 105 degrees Celsius. The error is only about 1.8 degrees, which is relatively small. This suggests that the model performs well for short-term predictions within or near the observed range. However, there are some important limitations to consider. In real-world systems, temperature does not always increase in a perfectly linear manner. As the machine approaches failure, the temperature rise may accelerate. Another concern is extrapolation. Predicting beyond the observed data, such as estimating failure time beyond 10 hours, may not be reliable. Additionally, the model ignores physical constraints. Heat buildup often follows nonlinear patterns, such as exponential growth, especially near critical points. Finally, external factors like machine load, cooling mechanisms, environmental conditions, and wear and tear are not considered in this model. So, while linear regression works well for short-term prediction, its reliability decreases when used for long-term or critical predictions. Let us now look at example 4. Here, we have a vibration sensor that produces data over time. These are the tasks that we need to find for this example. First, we need to fit the regression model. For that, we need to calculate the value of θ0 and θ1 using the mathematical formula. Now let's identify whether there is any outlier in this dataset. If we closely examine the data, the point at time 5 with a vibration value of 50 stands out significantly from the rest of the values. The earlier readings, 10, 15, 14, and 22 follow a relatively gradual trend, with only small fluctuations. However, the jump from 22 to 50 is unusually large. This indicates a large deviation from the overall trend, which is one of the key characteristics of an outlier. Additionally, this point clearly breaks the linear pattern formed by the previous data points. If we were to draw a regression line, this single point would pull the line upward and distort the model. Such a value could be due to sensor noise, measurement error, or an actual abnormal event. Therefore, we can confidently identify the point 5 and 50 as an outlier, and it should be carefully handled before building a predictive model. Now let us recompute the regression model after removing the outlier we identified earlier. By excluding the point 5 and 50, we are left with a cleaner dataset that better represents the underlying trend. First, we calculate the required summations. Using these values, we compute the mean of x and the mean of y. Next, we calculate θ1. Then we calculate θ0. Using these parameters, we obtain the new regression equation, y predicted equals 6.5 plus 3.5x. This new model is more reliable because it is not influenced by the extreme outlier. It better captures the true trend of the data and will provide more accurate predictions. Now let us evaluate the performance of the first model using mean squared error. The regression equation for model 1 is y predicted equals minus 3.9 plus 8.7x. Using this model, we calculate the predicted values for each data point and then compute the errors, which are the differences between actual and predicted values. We then square these errors and take their average to compute the mean squared error. For model 1, the MSE is 56.78, which is relatively high. Now let us evaluate model 2, which was obtained after removing the outlier. The regression equation for model 2 is y predicted equals 6.5 plus 3.5x. Using this model, we calculate the predicted values for each data point and then compute the errors. We then square these errors and take their average to compute the mean squared error. For model 2, the MSE is 3.375, which is relatively high. We observe that the model built after removing the outlier has a significantly lower MSE compared to the original model. This clearly indicates that it provides a much better fit to the data. On the other hand, the presence of the outlier in model 1 increases the prediction error drastically. It distorts the regression line and reduces the overall reliability of the model. This comparison highlights an important concept in machine learning, that outliers can severely impact model performance if not handled properly. Therefore, by removing the outlier, we improve the accuracy of the model and obtain more reliable predictions. In conclusion, Model 2 is the better choice, as it represents the true trend of the data more effectively. Now let us evaluate the impact of noise on prediction using this dataset. In this case, the data point at time 5 with vibration value 50 acts as noise, or we can also consider it as an outlier. This noisy value has a significant impact on the regression model. First, it distorts the regression line. Since linear regression tries to minimize overall error, the model shifts the line toward this extreme value, affecting the fit for all other data points. Second, it increases prediction error. As we saw earlier, the model with this noisy point produced much larger errors and a higher MSE. Third, it reduces model reliability. When the model is influenced by noise, it no longer represents the true underlying pattern of the data. Finally, it leads to poor future predictions, especially when we try to predict new values based on a distorted model. So, this example clearly shows that noise can significantly degrade model performance, and handling such data points is essential for building accurate and reliable predictive models. In this presentation, we explored regression analysis through practical examples, understood the impact of outliers and noise, and saw how model performance can be improved using proper data handling techniques. I hope this gave a clear understanding of how regression works in real-world scenarios. Thank you for your attention.